Juba, the Peace and Security Council (PSC) of the African Union has renewed its call for a permanent ceasefire, urging all parties to ensure the protection of civilians and humanitarian workers in conflict zones. The Council emphasized that safeguarding lives is crucial to achieving peace and stability. In a statement issued after their two-day visit to South Sudan, the PSC commended the commitment expressed for the completion of the transition process. The PSC expressed its unwavering support for the organization of elections in December 2026, marking the end of the transition in South Sudan. It said, the PSC also called for an inclusive high-level political dialogue among political leaders for an amicable resolution of the current political situation in the country. Overall, the PSC field mission was undertaken as an expression of the AU's solidarity with the people of South Sudan. It also reaffirmed the AU's continued dedication to support South Sudan in ending the conflict and ensuring a successful completion of the transition period. In Juba, the PSC held consultations with many stakeholders, from the National Election Committee and National Constitutional Review Committee, faith-based organizations, civil society organizations, think tanks, and the media. Others include the Troika, namely the United States of America, the United Kingdom, and Norway, the European Union, the United Nations Mission in South Sudan, the reconstituted Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission, and the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, as well as national cabinet members and the High-Level National Transition Committee. The PSC paid a courtesy visit aimed at engaging the country's leadership in discussions on the ongoing implementation of the 2018 peace deal and the elections scheduled to take place in December 2026 to end the transition period. The delegation of the Peace and Security Council (PSC) of the African Union (EU), comprising representatives of the 15 PSC members, namely Algeria, Angola, Botswana, Cameroon, Côte d'Ivoire, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Egypt, Eswatini, Equatorial Guinea, Ethiopia, and others. The mission was led by HE Ambassador Dr. Mohamed Khaled, permanent representative of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, to the AU and chairperson of the Peace and Security Council from 10 to August 12, 2025. Bol Mel seals UAE currency printing deal for South Sudan. Abu Dhabi/Juba, August 14, 2025. South Sudan has taken a major step in reshaping its currency production strategy after Vice President Bol Mel traveled to the United Arab Emirates to formalize a landmark agreement that will see the country's banknotes printed in Abu Dhabi. During the visit, the Bank of South Sudan, BOSS, and the Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates, CBUA, signed a Memorandum of Understanding on August 13, 2025, outlining a wide-ranging partnership on financial and payment infrastructure. Central to the deal is the involvement of Omelat Security Printing LLC, a state-owned facility under the CBUA, tasked with producing South Sudanese banknotes using advanced security features. The agreement also covers collaboration with Al Etihad Payments, a UAE digital payments operator, to modernize South Sudan's transaction systems. Officials described the partnership as a strategic leap towards both currency integrity and broader financial reform. For over a decade, South Sudan's banknotes have been largely produced by De La Rue, a British security printing company contracted since the nation's independence in 2011. However, the shift toward UAE production signals a diversification of suppliers, possibly influenced by past controversies, including a 2019 UK corruption probe into De La Rue's operations in South Sudan. Vice President Bol Mel, who led the high-level delegation, was seen as pivotal in sealing the deal. His presence underscored the political weight of the arrangement, presenting it not just as a commercial contract, but as a state-to-state cooperation. The UAE is becoming an increasingly important financial partner for South Sudan, a senior BOSS official told reporters. This collaboration ensures our currency will be printed with world-class security while strengthening ties with one of the region's economic hubs. Industry analysts note that moving part of the currency printing process to Abu Dhabi could reduce logistical costs, improve delivery times, and offer greater political discretion compared to overseas arrangements in Europe. The first batches of UAE-printed South Sudanese pounds are expected to roll out once the technical specifications are finalized, potentially marking the most significant change to the nation's currency production since 2011. Who likely prints the money in the UAE? Omalat Security Printing LLC, Abu Dhabi, a wholly owned subsidiary of the Central Bank of the UAE, is the named partner. A joint CBUAE, Bank of South Sudan MOU signed on August 13, 2025 explicitly says the UAE will provide innovative solutions for the security printing of banknotes for South Sudan through Omalat. Regional press also reported South Sudan and the UAE struck a deal on money printing, with Vice President Bol Mel present / leading the trip. Quick history of South Sudan's banknote outsourcing. 2011. Independent South Sudan's first SSP notes were printed by De La Rue UK. Officials said the new currency printed by De La Rue would arrive mid-July 2011. 2011. Piastres early Piastre notes 5, 10, 25, 50 were also reported as De La Rue prints. 2019. UK Serious Fraud Office opened a probe into De La Rue's South Sudan operations, suspected corruption. 2021. The 1000 SSP banknote issue is catalogued as printed by De La Rue. 2025. August 13. CBUAE, Boss Mao, UAE to support security printing via Omalat and payments infrastructure, signaling a potential shift/expansion from De La Rue to Omalat going forward. What Bol Mel's UAE trip likely achieved. Formalized the channel, Mao, linking the Bank of South Sudan to Omalat for secure banknote printing and to Al Etihad payments for card/switch infrastructure. Political cover and optics. Presence of the Vice President, Economic Cluster, underscores this as a state-to-state arrangement, not a purely commercial one. Bottom line. Historically, South Sudan's notes have been printed by De La Rue UK. As of August 2025, a new UAE pathway via Omalat has been opened by a formal Mao. Bol Mel's trip appears tied to locking that in. Whether Omalat fully replaces De La Rue will depend on follow-on contracts stemming from this Mao.
Mala medilian kodel ajala te the long katadin ken kane anta mission ban kaye kalar to go on odi ante liangton lar lan kono go ne non kan ke nom ne kaye katan kon lar ko denre we ka South Sudan angai kono no te to wan lar ko no ne lar ke what they show aka go ne kambien ne lar ko ken pai to kana kapano go pan keje katan kono lar ko we ka South Sudan. Bine toka tan dana show with the Africa Union kana gat ta dan show ka kai South Sudan ke Juba and when the one dan work awa kan worken ko bikaten kon a lot karo ka ke mal dun South Sudan biken ko gor ka biken gela ko de kala lat kelten o de kwanu doctor mai tar de jaloin no wai se kana lat do not war gam mi kana mun kan panken mi kana nyotan o te mi kana kam nyan Kaki kwaroda ka South Sudan Dr. Rep Machar Dugon. No mo akel katem kono woka ke Juba ke South Sudan. Haroda ka kalot ndano woka ka South Sudan awaken jelken ko bike kuma South Sudan dio kano ndejentano e wike South Sudan ndech Uganda namo. Agora janwo bayuko ke bejian rai wich balu weda. Tiga kuma South Sudan ke janwo de mo dere diare wika South Sudan ke Juba dere lidere weda aka ke Uganda namo harai ken misikana lat ke kuma South Sudan enwo bade Uganda baja kan ka baja loitre weda ke Uganda lot ke manwo ko bol mel ke UAE ke United Arab Emirates lot ke manwo ke ja awaken yo South Sudan go ke yano de kamra wich Michelle UAE na moja lo dan wo ka kwarne bol mel wo ka jaka ke UAE na mo dan lo dala mite ga to kondu bakulat na mo se kona ngai duno lo dala wo ka ja rai wit dalamne o be rain mijidit ke be deal be lat ke kuma UAE ko de yo wit Michelle South Sudan de ka kamrar ke de ka lat rai win Michelle UAE Raja mo jara jen ke jara wit ke Juba wada ke United Arab Emirates ke UAE Na mo jalo jal dani jal ko kwar ne Dr. Benjamin Bunmel manu veja kaya. Ka UAE agwa de yen dia le ente ne ko bia ngajen wo hamu mi ja ole an kang mi. Na mo jana gur ko de ente ga liang tin yen liang ko dial a de ne jaw mo de ne nya jang ne ka ne dial paipan. Tim pairo mat ka jan bona ma and de ne ichel kamal along kataloid mi di jano bia kamal a ka jan bona ma a gore jano michi video ma michi e wich gore jano di lak kid kadi nyo kel kamanuku midluno de share ka kwinan dialo kono te kajan bona manowan and lana yeta loin di long ko laina luin jok ko bia lar ton kono huneka and bia ka bugwich ke bia ka biling na ka kwija mo che loida te da long ka kwidun yeli an ko dial ke ne de kono wor ka chana lama te loida long ka ladon dan le diane ko le dianan di de long ka luin dun banduni siang ko bia lar de bia ka bugwich enomos ha kon mu di de long and then I at a loin di long yendial at a ram ben ne dark. Kuyamo mi ti kel ka manuku nyok ler di te ka kel ko de karo matra bun kana me ka kuyamo chila te da long beta mal.